What's this? A letter for me.
Welcome to another episode of Remember the Great Sports Through the Mail Thursdays. Today I'm going to share with you 3 recent returns that I got back in the mail, so we're just going to jump right into this. And the first one is postmarked from Minnesota, and it is from former Texas Rangers pitcher Gary Mielke, I don't know how to say that correctly, on 4 of 4. So again, I apologize about about his name there. I don't know if the E is silent, if it's as simple as saying milk. So we'll just refer to him as Gary going forward here. So definitely let me down in the comments below. I just don't want to butcher the guy's name. So let me tell you about Gary and his career in baseball. Gary, a Minnesota native, was drafted by the Texas Rangers in the 26th round of the 1985 draft out of Minnesota State University, Mankato. After signing with the Rangers, he spent 1985 appearing in 19 games for their rookie-level affiliate, posting a .96 ERA in those 19 games. The following year, in 1986, he would start the year in Single A and move up to Double A, posting a combined record of 6-4 in 61 games pitched for the Rangers affiliates. The following year in '87 would be him splitting time between Double A and Triple A, appearing in 56 games that year for the Rangers minor league affiliates. But in 1987, he got called up for 3 games to finish out the year. Well, in 1988, he would spend the entire season in AAA for the Rangers that year, appearing in 38 games as a relief pitcher. In 1989, he would start the season appearing in 18 games for the Rangers, and would get a call up in 1989 to the big club again at 26 years old. He would appear in 43 games that year in 1989 for the Rangers and posted a 3.26 ERA. Well, the following year in 1990, he would appear in 33 games for the Rangers that season and posted a 3.73 ERA in 1990. Despite having the success in 1990, the Rangers did not give him a contract at the major league level. Instead, he would sign with the Oakland A's, and he would actually split time with the Oakland A's in their AAA affiliate, but would return to the Rangers affiliate that final season in 1991. I'm not really sure if an arm injury forced Gary to get out of baseball, but obviously going from 1990 to 1991, there was a big drop-off, in his productivity. So I would imagine that the arm probably wasn't working like it should have, and he decided to hang up the cleats after that 1991 season and move on with life. So thank you again, Gary, for signing for me, and we'll move on to the next one. All right, so this next one is a return from the most common name next to Bob Jones and Mike Smith, or Mike Brown, and that is Roy Smith on 4 of 4. And the thing that makes this Roy Smith unique from the many more Roy Smiths that are in the phone book is this guy's name is actually Leroy Smith. So that is the uniqueness about this Roy Smith, is he is actually Leroy Smith and not just Roy Smith. So let me tell you about Roy Smith and his career in baseball. Roy Smith was drafted by the Philadelphia Phillies in the 3rd round of the 1979 amateur draft out of Mount Vernon High School in Mount Vernon, New York. At just 17 years old, he was assigned to the Phillies rookie ball affiliate, and he posted a 5-0 record in 5 starts. The following year, in 1980, he was challenged at Single A, and he posted a 17-6 record in Single A for the Phillies. In 1981 and 1982, he would spend the seasons in Double A for the Phillies. And before the 1982 season concluded, on September 12, 1982, he was traded by the Phillies to the Cleveland Indians for John Denny. Well, the following year, he would go to the AAA affiliate of the Indians. And in 1984, he would again repeat most of the season in AAA for the Indians. However, the Indians did call him up on June 23, 1984. He would appear in 14 games out of the bullpen for the Indians that year, posting a 5-5 record. In 1985, he would spend 11 games in the bullpen for the Indians, however, would be sent down to AAA where he would spend most of the season appearing in 15 games. Well, after the 85 season concluded, he was traded in the offseason to the Minnesota Twins for Ken Schramm. So this is how Ken Schramm became a Cleveland Indian, who, put up some pretty good numbers for the Indians in that era, if I recall. In his first year with Minnesota, he would appear in just 5 games for the club in 1986. In 1987, he would start the year and spend the majority of the year in AAA, appearing in 24 games for the Twins and just getting a call-up for 7 games in 1987. In 1988, he again would spend the majority of the season in AAA, however would get 9 games in 1988 with the Twins, posting a 3-0 record. Well, in 1989, he would become a full-time, mainly starter, long reliever for the Twins. He would post a 10-6 record for the 89 Twins. In 1990, he again would fill the role as long reliever / starter, and he would post a 5-10 record. After the conclusion of the 1990 season, he was then released from his contract from the Twins, and he signed as a free agent with the Baltimore Orioles. With the Orioles, he would split the 1991 season between AAA and the majors. In 17 games and 14 starts in the majors, he would post a 5-4 record. After the 91 season, he would then continue to pitch in the minor leagues through 1993 with the Pittsburgh Pirates. After spending his final season with the Buffalo Bisons in the Pittsburgh Pirate system, in 1994, the Pirates made him a scout. He began as a scouting supervisor for the Pirates in the New England area. In 1995, he became the scouting supervisor of the southwest portion of the U.S. for the Pirates. He then moved into the team's front office in Pittsburgh, first as a special assistant for the general manager before serving as the assistant general manager through 2004. He then moved to the Los Angeles Dodgers, where he worked for the vice president of scouting and player development for 2 seasons, but left the organization after 2 seasons and returned to the Pirates. He then later worked as a scout for the Toronto Blue Jays, and he became a scout for the New York Mets as well. So I don't know if Roy is still a scout somewhere. It wouldn't surprise me if he still is. However, he may just be enjoying retirement in baseball. So Roy has a lot of cards out there, from the junk ball era, so definitely check your collections, to see if you have any, and, very happy to add those to the collection. All right, so this final one is postmarked from Kansas City, and I've actually seen this person in person before, but I managed to not get these minor league cards signed, and that's why I decided to write them through the mail, and that is former Kansas City Royal Brian McRae on 2 minor league cards. There's Memphis Chicks, and also here are a couple major league cards as him as a Kansas City Royal. And like I said, due to my proximity to the Kansas City area, I have run into Brian a couple times, and every time that I've seen him, he's been more than cordial to sign. But again, I didn't get these 2 minor league cards signed by him for whatever reason, so I decided to stick them in the mail to him, and he gladly obliged. So let me tell you about Brian McRae and his career in baseball. Obviously, if you recognize the name McRae in Kansas City, you probably think of Hal McRae. Hal McRae is Brian McRae's father. McRae was drafted in the first round, 17th overall in the 1985 draft, out of a high school in Bradenton, Florida. At just 17 years old, he was assigned to the Royals rookie ball affiliate, where he appeared in 60 games as their leadoff hitter, batting .267 and stealing 27 bases his first year. The following year, 1986, he would appear in 72 games for the low-A affiliate of the Kansas City Royals. In 87, he would have his first full minor league season, where he appeared in 131 games, posting a .252 batting average and stealing 33 bases that season in 1987. In 1988, he would appear in 121 games, splitting time between single A and double A. In 1989, he would be in double A for the Memphis Chicks. He would also start the 1990 season, appearing in 116 games in Double-A for the Memphis Chicks, and would be called up to the majors on August 7th, 1990. In his call-up, he was just 22 years old, and he appeared in 46 games, posting a .286 batting average for the Royals that year. Well, in 1991, he made the team right out of spring training, and he appeared in 152 games as their leadoff hitter, batting .261 and stealing 20 bases for the Royals in 1991. In 1992 through 1994, the strike-shortened season, he would be the starting outfielder for the Kansas City Royals. In 1995, he would move to the Chicago Cubs as a free agent, where he would appear in 137 games and post a .288 batting average for the Cubs in 1995. He would spend the next year and a half with the Cubs until the Cubs decided to trade him on August 8th, 1997, to the New York Mets for Lance Johnson, Mark Clark, and Manny Alexander. He would then spend through 1999 as the primary outfielder with the Mets until he was traded to the Colorado Rockies for Darrell Hamilton and Chuck McElroy. He wouldn't last long for the Rockies, as they would flip him just about a week later and trade him to the Toronto Blue Jays. At this point in his career with the Blue Jays, McRae was more being utilized as kind of a backup outfielder type, and after the 1999 season, he was granted his free agency and did not play in the majors again. After he finished his playing career, he went back to college and actually studied broadcast journalism. And after graduating with his degree, he spent some time working for the Chicago Cubs on WGN. He also worked for ESPN's Baseball Tonight. He also became part owner of a Kansas City area radio station. He also devoted his time to Big Brothers and Big Sisters, helping raise money for charity. He also found himself coaching at the NAIA level at Park University, located in Kansas City. He also coached a little bit in Canada for a little while as of 2016. So, like I said, I've run into him before in the past at the various events. Always been a really nice guy about signing. Very happy to get a couple more signed in my collection. Very happy to add Roy Smith on a minor league card that I happen to have this set of. You know, another set that I happened to purchase recently. Also happy to add Gary Mielke to the collection. You know, had a minor league set of his as well. So thank you very much for taking the time to watch this content. I look forward to your comments below, and as always, happy collecting.